How do you control insects around your house, around your farmyard? That's what we want to talk about today during our Farm Basics time.
Bugs can certainly take a lot of the enjoyment out of the summer, whether it's mosquitoes or ants, you name it. You don't want to have those bugs in the wrong places, but you also want to be conscious about safety for kids, for yourself, for your pets, and those kinds of things. So when we look at controlling bugs, we want to meet both of those things, stop the bugs, but be safe to everybody else around.
Well, the best piece of news that I've got for you today is insecticides have gotten so inexpensive in terms of price. You can go spray around your house and it doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg. We really like Tempo, for example, very inexpensive pyrethroid. There are a lot of cheap pyrethroids out there now. And keep in mind, the pyrethroid comes from the chrysanthemum flower. It's like sprinkling a flower around your house. So everybody wants to talk about pesticides as poisons. I don't really see it that way. The way I look at it is a lot of these products now that are pesticides are actually natural products or derived from a natural product or a synthetic reproduction of a natural product. The other product that I like to talk about quite a bit is one of these products like Gaucho, Poncho, Cruiser that we would use for seed treatments. The neonicotinoid products, if you put that on your lawn and you water it in immediately, yes, I do worry about bee kills with the neonics, but if you spray it on the lawn and water it in immediately, or use a granule, just put the granule on, water it in immediately, then that goes down in the ground and that can control grubs. That's the other big problem we see in a lot of lawns. When you have grub issues, then you also have issues with moles in your lawn. What we always tell people is get rid of the food for the mole goes away. Grubs are the food for the mole. So those are the two products we want to talk about today and focus on is Tempo and one of the generic imidacloprid products.
When I think about Tempo, one of the questions that I get from people is, well, how long does it last? Is this spray it once and I'm good for the whole summer? The answer to that is no. Unfortunately, you will have to retreat. Typically around my home, I'll treat about every 30 days. If I start to see ants and other undesirable bugs up around my house, I take that as a sign it's time to retreat. When you put that product on too, you say, okay, you've got kids, how do you manage that? I want to put the product on when the kids aren't around, and once that product dries, then it's safe to turn the kids back out and let the pets run in the yard and those types of things too. So treat on a day, maybe in the middle of the day, that way it's going to dry a little bit quicker, or a day that the kids are at school or the kids are off at the park or something like that, to give yourself an hour or two to make sure it dries on nice.
When Darren was mentioning spiders there, it just brought me back to when I was about 10 or 12 years old, and Darren and I used to do hog chores every single day, every morning, every night, and our dad always told us, make sure when you're sweeping the floor, also be sweeping the walls and the ceiling. You don't want any cobwebs. Spiders are big carriers of disease. So we think about, okay, there's some bugs out here, it's no big deal. And I hear a lot of these people who call themselves environmentalists saying, oh, just let the bugs go and everything else. Are you nuts? We don't want disease, especially when we've got kids around. So we want all the spiders dead. We want all the ticks dead. We want all the mosquitoes dead. That's how you protect your family, and that's what this is really all about.
When we talk about these products, I know everybody gets nervous about safety, but Tempo is actually labeled to use right inside your home, inside hospitals, inside restaurants, and it does get used commonly in those areas. Again, it just needs to dry on and you're safe. So I'll typically treat right inside my doors. I'll treat down in the basement too, where you might see a spider or something pop up. That way I don't have to fight the insects getting into my home as well.
And Darren talked about the Tempo product and that safety. I look at that generic imidacloprid or generic Gaucho that I'm going to use on the lawn and water that in immediately. That comes from the nicotine family. And yes, well, it may be dangerous for you to smoke 10 cigarettes a day. To spread some nicotine basically on your lawn, this neonicotinoid product, Gaucho or generic imidacloprid, that's not going to hurt anybody, and it's systemic into the plant. It's going to control insects for a long time. Very safe to human beings, pets, everything else. But again, that we want to treat on the lawn, immediately water it in with at least an inch of water, and that's when you're in your best condition.
You don't have to take our word about safety with any of these products. The government does testing. You can look at that data and find it online very easily to see these are the products that are safe to use around your family and around your pets. In fact, some of these products also get used in flea and tick collars that you put right on your dog or your cat. So Just keep in mind, insects can be a problem around your home. They can carry disease. To protect your family and your pets, we suggest using products like Tempo or one of the imidacloprid type products for your lawn.
Well, it's probably not a safety issue to control our Weed of the Week, but we want to do it just the same. We'll tell you how to stop this week's Weed of the Week coming up later in the show.